This is John Boquette with the Newtown Bee, and I'm back with First Selectman Dan Rosenthal and Health District Director Donna Culbert for the next in our series of COVID-19 clips, our public outreach messages via the Newtown Bee's YouTube video page. I want to thank you both for your continuing participation in this on behalf of the public. So we're going to start out today with Donna Culbert, our Health District official, just to talk a little bit, Donna, if you could, about some of the variations in numbers. We reported earlier this week that your office kind of got a quote unquote data dump that bumped up the numbers of COVID positive cases in town by 33 overnight. But those 33 cases did not occur overnight, correct?
That's correct. And, I have to say, I'm a little sorry for how startling that may have seemed to folks. It was actually a little startling to me as well. But it turns out that those additional cases were actually occurring over the course of 2 weeks. They just weren't all coming into the database for us to be able to see them, us as well as the state health department, and releasing them. So it appeared as if there was an overnight jump, but those 33 cases actually came over the course of 14 days. So I'm not surprised that we have more cases. I will expect more cases. I don't want people to be surprised by that, but I still want folks to be really diligent about being as careful as they can, using all the protective measures, the social distancing, everything, so that we minimize that virus transmission amongst our most vulnerable people in the community. But I don't expect to see dramatic jumps like that. I want to see less cases every day, ideally to none, but I just think that we can't expect that we're going to be at a standstill right now.
And as of today, around 100 cases in a population of over 27,000 is 100 too many, but still a statistically anticipated number.
Yes.
Great. For Selectman Rosenthal, a little bit about the very first, in our memory, Newtown budget being passed without a public vote. The council acted to make some sweeping moves earlier this week on your recommendation.
Correct. So, as you know, the budget's prepared by both the Board of Selectmen and Board of Education that ultimately were approved by the Board of Finance back in February, before the world changed. So, the both budgets had combined, with growth in the grand list. We're going to have a 0.6% tax increase. Thankfully, we had the flexibility. The council moved the other night, again at my request, and again with the agreement of the superintendent, the Board of Education, everybody was on board with it. But I didn't think, in the absence of referendum, and again the governor's executive order, given the health concerns, we can't have a referendum now. So the governor gives the authority to the legislative council to move a budget without referendum. So as such, I'm glad that we had the flexibility to basically flatten any tax increase. So the mill rate that we're currently operating under will be, actually it'll be, right now the mill rate's 34.77, it'll actually be 34.76, but there'll be no tax increase. The council has not made final action yet, so we are posting the budget as part of the governor's order, and then the public will have the ability to weigh in at a hearing on May 6th, and then I expect the council will take final action sometime thereafter.
The Newtown Bee is going to work closely with your office and the other municipal leaders to try to help ensure that the public is also being made aware of the 4 capital bonding authorizations that are no longer going to be in the hands of voters. The most imminent of which is an emergency communications upgrade for the emergency communications system. Correct. In town.
So our present emergency communication system, so again, this is how dispatch communicates with our ambulance, our police, our firefighters. Newtown's a big town, a lot of undulating terrain. So the present system that we're operating with is about 18 years old. And the system's antiquated, it's outside of its life cycle, so a lot of the components are no longer serviced. So we are due for an upgrade of that. It's an expensive project. It's actually, approaching $7.5 million. But again, this will update all of our radios to digital and all of our fire trucks, our ambulance vehicles. The most critical piece is there are parts of town that under the present system, we don't have adequate coverage with. So our firefighters, our police, ambulance, a lot of times have to resort to the use of cell phone in order to communicate back to dispatch or with other first responders, which is not an ideal situation. So the upgrade will improve our coverage infrastructure. So it's definitely necessary, and the council, I expect, will move that project. Again, I can't speak for them, but that will be part of the when they move the budget, they'll handle that one as well.
Very good. In closing, Donna, despite some very preliminary talks about reopening Connecticut, folks should obviously not be lax in any of the protections that you've been advising all along and that the state and national sources have been advising. However, I know you do want folks to go out and enjoy the spring weather, and with that comes another issue that you're always concentrating on, and that is tick-borne disease. Just a quick word about that, please.
Sure, absolutely. We want people outdoors. We have a really beautiful place to be outdoors, but the ticks are out there. It's very, they're very active right now. And whether people are walking in the woods, hiking, working in their yard, gardening, that's all has its inherent risks. So you want to make sure that you come on in, shower, use repellent, use whatever method you need to be able to keep ticks off of you or get them off as quickly as possible.
And folks can always refer to the health district or articles in the Newtown Bee about following the BLAST criteria to take care of themselves, their pets, their children, and their households.
Absolutely.
Very good. We thank you for your time again today. This is John Voquette with the Newtown Bee here with First Selectman Dan Rosenthal and Health District Director Donna Culbert. And the next in our series of COVID-19 clips are public outreach messages during this public health emergency. Continue to check newtownbee.com daily as we are posting new news by the day and sometimes by the hour. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter for emergency updates, road closures, and other weather-related issues as time progresses. Thank you both for participating today.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.